And now, from Glasgow.
So hello there, welcome to stage 50. This is the middle finger part 2. So what we're going to be doing is doing further work on the finger that we begun in the last issue. Not a massive amount of bulk, but some nice little detail there, and it's all going to start coming together. So the parts that we have received is A26, which is most definitely the fingertip. You can see that. Then we've got C18, which is a plastic piece. I mean, I don't think any of this is a total surprise. We've done it all twice before. But this is C18, which is obviously going to be the opposite to this piece. And then we have D04, which is a little clip to hold things on together. And I'll show you the trick for doing that shortly. And we have two packets of screws, screws 2, screws 1. Now, if you know me by now, you know I like to use my spares first. So the packets just go straight in there, and I'll open a packet once I need them. And I'll end up finishing the pack with loads of packets of spare screws. Sometimes I don't, but there we go. So, what we are going to do this issue, we're going to take our assembly from issue 49. And we are going to take piece C18, which is actually the piece from this issue, and that is going to go into, there we go. So we have a T-shape lug there, and we have a T-shape, we had a T-shape hole. There we go. So there we go, we know which piece we want. T-shape hole, T-shape lug, and what we're going to do is we're going to line those up so that goes in like that, and you know you haven't got it wrong. Then we are going to turn it over. We're going to take our other plastic piece, we're going to place that in together. Instead of having a T-shaped hole, we have a half circle. Just like that, as Tommy Cooper would say, but not like that. So we are now going to take our silver screw, and we're going to pop that in there. No oil required because this is a screw for plastic. And do I do a magic cut here? That is the big question, isn't it? And I think, well, one single screw, we don't need to. So as always, let the screw tell you when it's in enough. And that is not in enough, as you can tell. So basically what I do is I keep screwing until the resistance changes. It's going to cut its own thread in, and then lovely, no movement there. So this is, yeah, there we go, that's in as far as it wants to go. No movement on that. So you see, the first time I screwed it, I went until it stopped, and then and it was totally loose, so we know it wasn't there yet. Right guys, so the next step, we want to take our fingertip, and we're going to be placing this, I'm going to call it a clip, and that's going to go into there. And this time we need a black screw. So black screw, because it's going into metal, we're going to be putting just a single drop of oil on the end there, and that will help us to cut our thread into there. According to some, not the best way to screw threads in. We should be drilling the thread in, but I think this is fine. Now, I have had trouble in the past with this, whereas that's held that down too much. What's going to happen is this is going to go onto there like that, and yeah, sometimes it doesn't want to go in. Sometimes you have to push it quite firmly, There you go. So with me it was a firm push. Now on one of the fingertips, I can't get that off now, it's in there so well, but on one of my fingertips I found it didn't want to go in. It was like the clip didn't have enough reach. If that is your case, what you want to do is just loosen the screw a little bit. That will enable that clip to come out a little bit. But in my case it's worked absolutely fine, and that is the fingertip complete. But yeah, just once it clips in, it's probably not going to come out again. We probably could get it out with brute force, but why would we want to risk? Why would we want to pull it out with brute force and risk damage? As you can see, I've not used my original screws from this issue because I've been using my spares, and we'll see how that continues along the build. So the magazine shows us the result and how it fits in with the rest of the build, and you see we've got the thumb and the index finger done, and now we have this tip of the middle finger, which is this finger there, or if you want to look at it that way, it's that finger. Right guys, that is it for me for this issue. I am able to tell you what's coming into the next issue, but do you know what? So this issue we've just done is the middle finger part 2. Last week was middle finger part 1. I'm going to leave you guessing as to what the title of next week's video is. Take care guys, and have a wonderful week.